Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to Star Flag Media. It's your boy Talents A60, aka Chris, aka UWA Enough Said, aka UWA Talents, aka it's
Is The Rock.
him to fur, the final boss, and
The final boss.
I'm here with my boy.
Anthony. Yeah, all of those same names, but for me. And we're here this week, Star Flag Media, guys. We're doing a different video this week. We're gonna kind of split our podcast into two episodes for the week, and we'll drop both. We'll drop both this weekend, but it'll be on different days, and we're gonna let it cook for a few days.
Yep,
So we're gonna do a
we got
tier
a
system.
yeah, we got a tier list, man. We got a tier list. We're doing the tier list and the tier ranking for Call of Duty games.
Yeah, and next week we might talk about something else, movies, music, who knows. You'll join us and find out. But this week's S tier to F tier list, and not necessarily that we're gonna list F tier games, but we're gonna go through the Call of Duty series mainline games, not including DLC packs or mobile phone games or the Warzone battle royale games.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go through them and then we'll rank them, and then you can let us know who you agree with and what your thoughts are on that. So we can kick this off right away. In 2003, there's a PC game that gets released, and
Code name was like the Medal of Honor killer.
yeah, and it was from the guys who used to make Medal of Honor, and they were unhappy with the way things were going over at Electronic Arts, so they decided we're gonna branch off and we're gonna make our own Medal of Honor game. And you know what we're gonna call it? Call of Duty.
Hmm.
And A Star Is Born.
I never played. I never played
The original.
the original. No.
It is a solid shooter, and if you have to go back and you have to compare it to what Medal of Honor was at that time, during 2003, we're looking at GameCube era, PS2
I
era,
think I
right?
played Medal of Honor too.
Yeah, the Medal of Honors were good, and so a lot of those developers went and did Call of Duty. I'm gonna say that Call of Duty, the original, is a C tier game. Because it is a very competent average shooter that was just kind of starting, and it was like, okay, this is what we can do on our own. And yeah, it was like a wake up call to the Medal of Honor guys, because Medal of Honor was still the king at the time, but
Yep.
Call of Duty came out of nowhere, and it was like, oh, we got something here.
Yep.
Then 2000 there's a couple expansion packs, but then 2005 comes out, and we got Call of Duty 2.
Which I'm guys. I started at World at War.
Okay, so we'll go through these lists. I did play Call of Duty 2. I also played the console version of that, which was Big Red One. And again, I'm gonna say it's another C tier game.
Okay.
Nothing super special. There was just kind of like, we're gonna take what we have and we're gonna expand on it a little bit and make it a little better graphics here and there, and better controls. And Call of Duty 2, very solid.
I heard the stories were good though. But
Yeah,
that's
it was all about the single player campaign, 100%.
yeah.
This is before like the
The
internet was really,
multiplayer.
yeah, was
Yeah.
really taking off. So it was absolutely about the campaign mode. And then in 2006, we get Call of Duty 3. Call of Duty 3, I bought that on the Wii because I wanted to have pointer controls for my shooting games.
Okay.
And it was my first experience with the first person shooter with pointer controls, and it felt so natural to just point where you wanted to shoot and literally do so.
Yeah.
I
Got
remember, yeah, yeah, but 3D, a 3D shooter.
yeah.
The Wii version, I remember at the time it looked graphically decent enough. It wasn't as good as like the 360 counterpart, of course, but I remember it having. I mean, I'll see if I can find the video. Really cool smoke textures when you
Okay.
threw smoke grenades and stuff like that. And I would say Call of Duty 3 is another average, maybe a C minus game. If we want to give them minus scores, or are we just doing full grades?
Okay. So I'll jump in. I know I just said World at War is my first one. World at War is the first one that I played online, but I actually did buy and own Modern Warfare.
Call
I
of
mean,
Duty
Call of
4,
Duty 4 Modern
Modern
Warfare.
Warfare.
That game was the beginning of the end to my addiction to Call of Duty because I've been hooked ever since. So Modern Warfare, even though I did not play it online, I'm gonna say because at that time, compared to modern day shooters
Hmm.
with real ish
Graphics. No,
graphics
at the
and real
time it
ish
was really
weapons,
good. Yeah, yeah. At the time,
they weren't like made up Halo
it
weapons
was
or
the
anything.
first non-World War II one as well. It was
Yeah,
modern, literally in the name.
I'm gonna say that's S tier, man,
Okay.
or at least A.
Yeah, I would agree. I would give it an
Yeah,
A
I
tier.
give it A.
Yeah, hindsight at the time it was S tier.
Yeah,
Today's standard, it's still an A game in my opinion. It had online multiplayer. It had all the great maps that they still continue to remake. Um, how they remade the whole damn game.
yeah.
Modern Warfare was phenomenal at the time. I remember it being one of the brownest games I've ever played. Everything looked brown.
But that was the same thing in movies around that time
It was
too.
just it was the time. Gears of War, all the games were brown. Um, but I remember
Even
that.
movies, they be like, you go to Mexico and they got the brown filter from Mexico.
Yeah, it was just
It was just
the look.
Black
Yeah,
Hawk Down.
yeah, I would give that game an A tier as well.
Okay.
Yeah, Call of Duty that came out in 2007, and then we get Call of Duty World at War in 2008.
All right. All right. So that's the first one I played online. And wow.
So much to
I'm
say.
gonna give that, I'm gonna say if it's not an A, I gotta give it an A. If we give, yeah, that's A tier. Because they also set the bar with just like right along with modern warfare.
Hmm.
Um
They took it back to World War II,
they took it
which
back
was
to World War
very
II,
controversial.
but
And this is Treyarch's first. This is Treyarch's second foray into the Call of Duty series. They did Call of Duty 3 as well.
yeah, you were able to go in the churches and the church steeple and snipe people. They
You
had
get into
tanks.
you get into tanks.
You had the bolt action sniper rifles. The sound, that's
Ah,
probably Treyarch's probably best sounding game.
I used to love that game.
Everyone loves Modern
Calling in the
Warfare.
dogs.
Everyone loves the yeah, calling the dog. Everyone loves the Infinity Wars games because of the gun sounds.
Yeah.
But World at War had some good sounds with the clink clink clink.
Yeah,
Ching.
the headshots, and you hit up the helmets.
That and the
Just
sounds of the
phenomenal.
guns when you're firing
Putting
them,
down a
it was
bouncing
good.
Betty, and you hear the trip, and
Yeah.
you knew it was coming.
Um.
Oh man.
Yeah. That's a. I
So
think
you give
that's
it
A
an A.
tier.
I'm
I
gonna
think
give
that's
that
A.
an S tier, personally, uh, because we forget this is the introduction also of zombies to the Call of Duty series. I played so much zombies,
They play a lot of zombies. You're
and
right.
so it wasn't just
You're right.
a World War II game. They introduced
You're
Nazi
right.
zombies,
You're
man.
right. You're right. Yeah. That got to go in the top.
I gotta give that S tier because
Yeah.
of
You're
that.
right.
It was so badass.
Yeah. You're right. Put that in the top.
World at War S tier. I have to give it to them.
Put that in the top.
Hmm. Let's put that on the top. And then Infinity War, not to stay any further behind, they introduced in the following year Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Oh my God! Bigger, badder, better, uncut.
And they were like, remember that game? We're going back to modern age, and we're gonna bring all the guns you already know and love, and we're gonna take what Treyarch did, and we're gonna build on that engine, and we're just gonna give you more of what you love on top of what you've already had.
I think that's when, in my opinion, this is my own headcanon.
Yeah,
I think that's when the studio started beefing.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think
No,
the
this is
competitiveness.
created
think
some bangers
I
after
think
this.
World at War
A wake up
was
call.
Treyarch one up in Infinity Ward.
Zombies was their wake up call. They did not expect that to be so popular,
Yep, and
and they excluded it. I think from Modern Warfare 2.
no,
It didn't have
they
zombies,
had
right?
their little mission modes
Right.
where you could do the co-op missions. I believe
It wasn't quite the same.
it wasn't.
People
It
were still
wasn't.
stuck on the zombies. It was Treyarch zombies became so popular that it later becomes a fixture in the series.
Yeah. But Modern Warfare 2,
Fantastic.
man, I remember running around with the two shotguns like I was one of those Terminators, the liquid dude,
Yeah, yeah.
just
The
running
evil
around and
P1000.
just boom, boom. You had noob tubes. You had you had the nuke.
Oh
If you
yeah.
get 30 kills without dying, or 25, I think it was 25 at the time. 25
Mm-hmm.
kills without dying, you could drop a nuke.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably, they had the rank mode. Oh, I was up
Badass.
there. I was god tier, bro. But yeah,
What would you give it?
that's S. Modern Warfare 2 is S tier.
Yeah, I would agree. Modern Warfare 2 is probably, in my opinion, Infinity Ward's peak. Um, you can all disagree with me if you want, but I think that is them at their greatest. And then, not to stay behind, Treyarch decides the year after that we're gonna you guys kind of want modern guns, but you still like something different. We're gonna go with Call of Duty Black Ops
Oh man.
Part One.
Wow.
So now we're going against the Cold War. Now we're going to do Fidel Castro, the 1970s. We're gonna do the Cuban Missile
The
Crisis.
numbers, Mason. What are the numbers?
The story was amazing. This is one of those games. Again, I had the 360 version, but then I opted to play the majority of it on the Wii, which at the time I remember you guys were like, "Oh, come on, man, we're all playing it on Xbox."
Yeah.
And I decided I want to play it on the Wii, but it was just my personal choice. Again, pointer controls. Storyline wise, this game was amazing. Amazing. It had modern-ish, especially because it's only the 1970s.
Yeah, it
So
wasn't too far back. It wasn't.
you had really good machine guns. You had
Yeah.
grenades
It,
and
it was guns that are still being
still
used
being
today.
used because they're so great.
You had AK-47s.
Yeah, that's been around forever.
AK-74Us.
Yep.
You had M16s.
The levels were cool.
Yeah.
Going through Cuba and and then the
Yeah.
multiplayer was awesome.
Yeah.
So this is one of those games that Treyarch was also showing. This is the reason why I love Treyarch. The Treyarch would put the games out on the Wii after Infinity Ward would say that their engine couldn't run on the Wii. And then Treyarch would go and say, okay, well, we're going to put Black Ops on it. And we're going to put World at War on it. And we're going to do your Modern Warfare game that you said couldn't run on it. We're going to port that to the Wii. All of them sold over 1 million copies on the Wii. And then I remember playing Black Ops 3 with it came with what they called the Headbanger headset.
Okay.
So it came with it. So everybody had mics.
Yep.
And it was the full experience. The
Yeah.
only thing that the Wii was lacking was the DLC. Now, that's where, again, zombies on the 360 version. The the Black Ops zombie mode was fantastic.
Yep.
What would you place Black Ops 1?
That's S tier.
Okay. So I'm going to give it an A tier, but only because my most of my experience was on the Wii.
Okay.
And then my Xbox 360 experience for that game was mostly the zombie mode.
Okay.
But yeah,
For me, that's a S.
fantastic game.
I don't think we could put it in a. We might be able to add a tier, just S and then S minus and then A.
I think S should be top, and then A plus, A minus, A regular
plus,
A.
A minus?
Yeah, we could
All
do
right.
that.
Well,
We could do
either
minus
way,
and plus.
it's the same
But
difference.
S is like
It's the same difference.
can't get better.
I think it's a S.
Okay.
I think it's a S because they showed up. We was tired of World War II. I mean, we wasn't really tired, but it was, World War was a
it was
great
different,
game.
and
But
the era was completely different. There hadn't been a game in the 70s,
Yeah. So it's a S for me.
60s, 70s. Yeah, great game. And then we get Call of Duty Ghosts. No, I'm sorry.
nope.
Pardon me. I went way past
Modern
that.
Warfare 3.
Modern Warfare 3. Here is a game that we played a lot of.
Yeah.
Now, I played a lot of this on PlayStation 3.
Yep. Same.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. This is when I made my transition from Xbox over to PlayStation.
Yeah, I was coming back from living in Atlanta. I sold my 360 and my Wii.
Mm-hmm. And I remember we moved over. PS3 had free online at the time, where Xbox was charging you at that time. And PlayStation had caught up. They had, the UI, everything was working really well on the PlayStation 3. And we played a butt ton of Modern Warfare 3. Great guns, great levels. Infinity Ward was still on their game. And, I still prefer Black Ops a little bit over Modern Warfare 3. But that's not to say that this game wasn't phenomenal. Where would you place Modern Warfare 3?
I give it an A.
Yeah, so because I like Black Ops a little bit more, I'm gonna give it an A minus. and that's not a bad thing. This is still a fantastic game. So yeah, if we're not doing minuses just to keep things, it's still an A game. And then in 2012, we got Black Ops 2.
Um, Black Ops 2 was the first Call of Duty game that I just got online, match one, and was already just at like a 3 KD, just scraping people.
That ship level, the boat.
It was like an oil rig
Yeah.
map that I was playing.
All the maps are great.
It was vibrant. It was colorful.
Treyarch's classic 3 lanes in every level.
Yeah. Yo, I was just it was, to me, that was the end of an era. I don't think they got any better since Black Ops 2.
I love that game.
So that's a S. That's an automatic S for me.
It's an S tier as well for me. And again, another Treyarch game. Great zombie levels as well, and there's just so much to do with Black Ops 2. And then in 2013, we transition. We're in a new generation of gaming now.
Yep.
And Call of Duty Ghosts comes out.
I never played it.
I bought this game on the Wii U.
Okay, wow.
So I had Black Ops 2 on the Wii U. Let me tell you about the Wii U experience back then, guys. You guys have to understand the Wii U was a completely different platform and had the gamepad. So when you were going to, for example, in Black Ops 2 and in Ghosts, call in airstrike, it would, you know how on your, when you normally play the video game, a new screen pops up on your screen and you choose where you're going to drop that.
Yeah.
Well, you can still be playing, and when your airstrike comes on,
yep,
you do it on your gamepad.
Okay.
So your map, everything is on your gamepad.
Yep.
Which frees up all the real estate on your screen. So if you're calling in a helicopter or something, you can actually just boop boop boop, right? Yeah. Literally tap it right on the screen. Black
when
Ops 2.
You have a UAV. Did you have to look down at the gamepad, or
you had the mini map on the screen if you wanted
so you
it?
Still had that.
You could opt in or out.
Okay.
You can choose that, and then you also had it on your gamepad.
Okay.
You also had quick action buttons to change your guns.
Okay.
So you could tap on the actual gun that you wanted.
Okay.
And it would just, it was really cool the way they utilized it.
Okay.
Ghosts was the worst. This was, I think, Sledgehammer or Raven. I don't remember who developed it. I think it was Sledgehammer Games. It was trash. All the maps, I hated them. It was just such a departure from what I was used to playing.
Yep.
Not that it was graphically bad or anything like that. It was a pretty looking game. It was just not a good Call of Duty game. And if I have to tier it, you say you never played it, I'm going to give this one a D. It wasn't a total failure. It was competent as far as you can play it, Okay. You can play it. But it was not anywhere near as good as Black Ops 2, and it was definitely not as good as Modern Warfare 3, and that was, damn near 4 years removed at that point in time, or 2 years. And yeah, it's a D tier game for me. But then 2015 comes around, or actually 2014, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah, this is another one I hated.
You bought that one too? So what happened? So here's the thing. So
I hate it.
when the PS4 era rolled around, I remember I found a PS4 from off the back of a truck. I had a roommate at the time, and we went half on it because we were expecting to get another one to fall from off the back of the truck. So we just had it just sitting there in the box because we both wanted it. So because we both wanted it,
nobody played it.
We left it in the box. And after, because I had a PS4 when it first came out, but I just ain't
play it.
So when they actually had PS4s in stock, we went out, we bought a pair of Jordans, and we went half on the PS4, and then we ripped it open. Pause. And my first Call of Duty game that I bought on the PS4 was Black Ops 3. But go ahead and tell me about
Advanced Warfare.
Yeah.
If you thought Ghost was bad, they said, wait till we show you Advanced Warfare. So Let me tell you why I was still a
That's when they added the raw running, right?
sucker at the time. No, Black Ops 3 did that.
I think Advanced Warfare did that.
Maybe. Listen, this is all a blur because I didn't play the hell. I didn't play this game.
Yeah,
It was trash. I played it like it was bad. The maps weren't great, and the only reason they capitalized and they sold well was because they had the Warfare name in there. So they were like, oh, you know how Black Ops 2 is kind of futuristic, kind of a little bit? Well, we're gonna go Advanced Warfare. We're gonna do the same thing. We're
yeah,
gonna and it sounds like the next evolution in Modern Warfare.
yeah.
What's the next after Modern? Well, okay, well, Advanced.
Yep.
Um, that was bait and switch. The game was trash. And there was a reason why Raven Software was no longer in charge. Remember, they were trying to do a 4 so that each company or each developer could have 2 years to develop their game.
Yep.
And what they didn't think was that 2 of the developers were going to be ass trash.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to give Advanced Warfare a tier, it's going to be an F tier. This game failed on every front for me. It's worse than Ghosts.
Okay. 2015. That's when they dropped Black Ops 3,
Yes.
and that was
Redemption.
the first Treyarch game that released on the PS4 era consoles, whatever. I like Black Ops 3, man. They had the wall running and the jetpack, whatever. But
This was
the
Advanced
movement,
Warfare.
the movement to me, it felt natural.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was gonna be.
When I first heard about it, I was kind of concerned.
I had doubts of over complications, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it was cool.
It was still somehow Call of Duty,
Yeah. I never forget.
which is really weird.
I never forget. I think I joined a match with you and Cyclone, and I was on the opposite team.
Oh, I remember this. I
And
think
I had a shotgun, and it was just
you
like
could just hop in
it was just like one hallway or one lane that I just had y'all just fucked up with
the
a
whole
shotgun.
time. Yeah, you just had that
And the
unlock.
Def Comms was like,
We knew it was you, so we were trying to go. Well,
let's try
we gotta kill
We
him.
gotta get him.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. And normally, if it was somebody else, I'd be like, I'm not going there. That's stupid.
Yeah, I remember that. It was just like, yo, but we had a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
But as much as I love that game, I still think Black Ops 2 did it better.
Black
But
Ops 2 better.
I'm gonna say I get that an A.
Yeah, I agree. A tier. Black Ops 3 A tier for me as well. Another failure coming up.
Yeah, I don't think you played this one. So the year after Black Ops 3 with the jetpack,
I learned my lesson after Ghosts and Advanced Warfare.
a year later, here comes Infinity Ward's Infinite Warfare.
Because what's more than advanced? Infinite.
So here comes Infinite Warfare.
Now they've had 2 years to work on this bad boy.
Now, they had the wall running, the jetpacks, but the game was trash.
It wasn't their style.
You had a robot that transformed into a dog that'll run on walls, and I was like, what are we playing? Like, I wanted to like the game. I
Yeah.
really wanted to like it, but I didn't like it. And luckily, we're not counting, but it came bundled with Modern Warfare Remastered.
That's how they sold copies of this game. I forgot about that.
And as much as I like Modern Warfare and playing it online, but then you start to realize the age in the game.
Yeah.
It's like,
But they knew what they had when they were like, we got to sell copies of this.
3, 6, and 9, or 3, 7, and 9, or whatever.
Yeah.
And I went back to Black Ops 3
Yeah.
for 2016.
Yeah.
And
I skipped this game.
And
And then what would you
2017.
what would you give? Wait, what would you
that's
get?
an F.
F
Infinite
tier.
Warfare is the F.
F.
That's a
Yeah,
F.
that's a fail. So it's right there with advanced.
It's a fail.
And then this is the game you convinced me to buy.
And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I did have hope because you hyped it up. You hyped it up.
Then they dropped Call of Duty
World War II.
World War II.
We're going back to the game that started it off for me. Modern
So
World at War.
all right, so here's the thing. A lot of people did not like the changes that they made to the class types and how you play uh, World War II. So
Let's
just
st-
to give you an example,
yeah.
this is the one where so with in any other Call of Duty game, you are a super soldier.
Mm-hmm.
You can run for however as long as you want. It don't matter. But this is the game that said, all right, if you wanna run very long, then you need to have a submachine gun. You need to be a submachine gun classman.
Right.
Um, and the submachine gun would give you um faster reload as a perk, and you get to have the silencer attached to your gun.
Right.
And then if you were an AR player, you wouldn't run as fast, but you get the range, but
It
you
all
get another
made
perk.
it makes sense on paper,
Yeah,
but for a game for gameplay, it's cumbersome and it's a learning curve.
yeah,
And so when you come off of all these other games and you start playing this, it's not what you
yeah.
expect.
It wasn't what I expected. So then I shut up. I got good,
I never
and
got good.
and
I
once
abandoned this game.
once once I once I got good, and I learned what maps is good for what classes,
Yeah.
and I got good, and then they reverted the thing. They reverted it back
This
to
is
how it
this
should have
is
been
this is Treyarch's worst
after.
game.
That's not Treyarch's game. That was Ravens.
Oh, it's Ravens. Okay, I thought it was Treyarch.
They reverted it back
You're
to
right.
what
That is
it should
Ravens.
have been at the beginning.
Yeah, but that
And
point though, they
and
had lost their audience.
they already lost their artist. But to me, I was like, yo, I
I
spent
just
all this
learned.
time. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, the mic.
Yeah, we got
Yo,
mics.
I spent all this time just trying to get good and playing how the game's supposed to be played, and then y'all just go and just revert it and play it back, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm all set. And I went back to Black Ops 3.
I will give.
No, I stopped playing.
I'm gonna say. World War II. I have one positive thing about that game. Graphically, it was beautiful.
Boots on the ground.
It was pretty. It was boots on the ground, and it had potential to be World at War, and it wasn't. But it was graphically really impressive, and I like the hub.
They added what, Sprint to Fire.
I don't know. I
I
played
hate
it. I
that.
played it a little bit, and immediately turned me off. And it was the worst $60 I paid on it. I would give
It's a
World
D.
War II. I'm gonna give that an F for me.
It's a D for me.
Yeah, I played it maybe a month, and it was a wrap. Um, a
It's
time when I was like, I don't on budget constraints, and I said I'm
yeah.
gonna buy it.
It's a D.
But then we got Call of Duty Black Ops 4 the following year, which was
I like that one.
yeah, it was a real decent game. I don't have anything bad to say about Black Ops. To me, Black Ops 4 was more of the same.
It was
It was Black Ops 3.
yeah, it was Black Ops 3.
It was like Black Ops 3 the expansion, and
But minus the jetpacks and the running on the walls.
yeah, and it
But
was my
it could have been the
first.
same
It could have
game.
been the same. It was my first Call of Duty game where I didn't play the campaign.
They didn't have
Um,
a campaign.
no, so
That was
I'm
the
right.
controversial.
So I'm right.
That's the controversial.
I didn't even remember. I wouldn't have played it anyway.
That was the controversy about Black Ops 4. They
Didn't even have a campaign
But they
mode.
added Battle Royale.
Yeah.
They added Battle Royale, and you had your character who had their own little super power up or whatever.
Oh yeah. Everybody was like their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Um
They all had like their own superpower. Yeah.
yeah, it was like Black Ops 3, but I give it an A. I give it an A in my book.
So I'll give Black Ops 4 an A as well. It was still a really competent shooter, really fun, and so much better than World War II. That to me, it was like anything is better than what I just finished playing. 2019, we get
Oh,
Call of Duty Modern Warfare reboot.
Sales on that was crazy.
Crazy.
And it was, what's the word? It was what, not divisive. Well, it was divisive, but yeah, what's the other word I'm trying to think of? It was polarizing.
Yeah, but I don't think overall. I think this game got positive reviews. I mean, of course, there's gonna be people that hate everything because it's
Yeah.
the internet, and now by this point, the internet it is as toxic as it is today. It wasn't like it was during the other games. We now have everybody has access to it, so
Yeah.
every minority group has a loud vocal group.
Yeah. So for me, Modern Warfare 2019, that was the new engine, the gun sounds, everything looked amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, it wasn't arcadey It was slow. It was more campy.
Yeah.
But damn it, they had power positions. Um, listen, if you want to dominate the map, you need to get on top of the hill
I will
and point
say
down.
how we gave Treyarch credit for introducing zombies. We got to give the Modern Warfare reboot for introducing Warzone. The first Warzone,
That too.
it's still pretty much active, and 4 years later, Warzone is still strong. And if Treyarch created zombies where everybody now has to have zombies from now on, well, guess what? Infinity Ward brought Warzone, and now everybody has to have Warzone going forward.
Yeah, Blackout was great too.
Which is
So where would I
Warzone? Which,
put?
which is Warzone?
I'd give 2019 an A.
Yeah,
I
I,
give it
w-
an
I would
A.
agree. Um, I
It was
didn't buy it. I
pandemic
played it,
too.
but it was great. Yep, it was right before the pandemic hit, so it was perfect timing. So everybody was playing it. The next Call of Duty I did not play, which is Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War.
Oh yeah, I played this one.
They tied Black Ops into it, which really piqued my interest.
This is the one that had supposedly Raven got taken off and Treyarch had to come fix,
And
or
fix it, yeah.
it had developmental problems, and this is the first Treyarch game that didn't feel like a Treyarch game.
Because it probably, like you said, they probably took over halfway.
Was it a usually with Treyarch and Modern Warfare, it feels like Treyarch builds off of the Modern Warfare engine and make it their own.
Right, they usually
This
do that.
game did not feel like it was built off.
Something else.
Yeah, it didn't feel. It felt different. Was it an arcadey fast twitch shooter? Yes, it was.
Yeah.
But everyone talked about the skill-based matchmaking in this one, and I gotta admit, the skill-based matchmaking was a problem for me for this game, for that game.
Yeah.
Um,
What do you grade it?
that's a B.
A B, which is decent. I also did not play Vanguard, which came in 2021. Did you play Vanguard? Or were you still on
Yeah,
Cold
I
War?
played Vanguard. I played Vanguard.
Okay.
Vanguard felt like what a Treyarch game should have been, and then now there's the rumors that
That they did actually work on it.
yeah, and so
So it was good because they actually did work on it.
but no,
Treyarch's
so
really good.
So Vanguard was different. It was back to World War II.
Right.
But the gameplay, the flow of the maps, that felt like Treyarch, but it was Raven. And I thought it was good.
X for doubt.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Okay.
I liked it.
2021 and Vanguard's grade for you?
Damn, I can't get. It was a B plus.
Okay. So we're gonna put it. Okay.
Like it. That's just me. That's my opinion. I mean, it was.
Okay.
It was.
Yeah,
the
this
multiplayer
game
was fun.
almost. It's when you talk about Call of Duty games, this game almost is never spoken of.
Damn. I mean, it was. I had fun.
I mean, it also just came between
They had the
Cold War. Warzone is still super hot.
They had the super. They had the super team deathmatch. It was like 12 versus 12.
Yeah, but
On like a 12v12 on, let's say, Nuketown.
right, which would be chaos.
Exactly. They had that.
Yeah.
So it was like that.
Kind of like what they do in Shipment.
Yeah.
Which is chaos.
Yeah.
So then we follow up. This is why Vanguard gets very little talk. So 2 years before that, we get Modern Warfare, we get Cold War, and then the year after Vanguard drops, we get Modern Warfare 2.
Modern Warfare
and
2.
Warzone 2.0 in the same year.
Yeah. So Modern Warfare 2 was again, Infinity Ward is.
It's like Vanguard was not well squeezed in between two giants.
Yeah. Warzone, not Warzone, Modern Warfare 2. I mean, it's back to the same
It felt like the same.
2019,
It felt like the same, more the
but they
same.
regressed some. You couldn't get your perks
Yeah.
until after a certain amount of minutes in the game. That was bad. They Infinity Ward dropped the ball on that.
Okay.
And what did we give 2019? A.
You gave it an A, yeah.
Man, 2019 is a
So we're looking at Modern Warfare 2, which was 2 years ago,
yeah. Modern Warfare 2022
with
is a B.
with Warzone 2.0 attached to
That's
it.
a B.
Okay. And Warzone 2.0 felt exactly the same. No difference for me.
No, they
It felt exactly the same for me.
well,
For me,
yeah.
no big difference.
For me, they slowed everything down. When you started playing, is probably when they
Revamped it.
to make it
Feel like the old one.
yeah.
Well, okay. And then the next one, this is at the very beginning of the list, how I was the one who played all the Call of Duties. At the end of the list,
I give it a C.
well, even less. So at the end of the list, Chris has been playing a lot more Call of Duty than I have, and you guys could go check his channel out. So finally, we have last year Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. And along with that came Call of Duty Warzone Mobile this year. I could talk about Warzone Mobile, which is, a mobile game. But Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. What do you think about that?
So Modern Warfare 3, it's just a remake of the original Modern Warfare 2 maps.
2 maps.
The original Modern Warfare 2 maps online. And with the Modern Warfare 2 2022 engine, but it's a lot more sped up.
Obviously, beautiful graphics now. Or
I
yeah,
think it's
not
great.
even.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
You like it? Okay.
To this day, I still.
I mean, it only came out not that long ago.
Yeah, but when they drop a new gun and it's time to level up, I'll say this, ever since 2019 when they dropped Warzone,
Yeah.
I stopped playing multiplayer to play Warzone.
Okay.
So what happened was with Modern Warfare 3, with the remake of the Modern Warfare 2 maps, when I get tired of playing Warzone, I'd be like, well, fuck, I'm gonna play multiplayer.
I'm gonna jump on that. Okay,
and I could play those old maps,
which are classics, and fantastic.
And I could run around and I could jump, shoot, and kill.
Right.
And then because Raven made it, it's.
But it's hard to mess up something that's already been laid out for you.
Yeah, I still think this is the best
Raven game
version of a
remake.
This is an A.
Oh, okay.
It's an A.
Very good.
Because
very good.
I mean, Vanguard was cool. I didn't really care for Modern Warfare 2.
I wanted to play Vanguard because you know how much I like the World War II era, but
it wasn't it.
It wasn't.
Even though they added Dome, it still wasn't it.
It wasn't it.
Cold War wasn't it, and I feel like Modern Warfare 3, just the gameplay of it, is like the perfect.
Yeah.
I swear it felt like a Treyarch game, but it's not.
Which is that's to me. So if you guys haven't picked up on our bias, we prefer the Treyarch versions mostly than the other version of the other developers, their games. And this is not to crap on anybody else, because Infinity Ward has made some classics in there, as you guys saw. We did place a couple of their games in the S tier. Raven and Sledgehammer, in my opinion, are definitely the B teams. But Treyarch, which came in as a B team member, in my opinion, turned out to be the A team in the long run.
And this B team revamped Warzone 2.0.
I was gonna say some.
They call it Warzone 3 now.
So
it's even better. So I give it an
A. Fantastic. So I was gonna just say briefly, a lot of these developers have done mobile versions of these games now, because I've made friends who only play Warzone or Call of Duty mobile version of these games. I just want to quickly shout them out. Call of Duty Mobile came out in 2019. And it's basically, if you want to, it's a compilation. It's the best of. It's a lot of Black Ops maps, a
Yep.
lot of Black Ops 2 maps, a lot of just class. Everything is it's a
Yeah.
mashup. What really sets the mobile games apart are like the skins, and they have seasons just like the battle pass. Um, of course, touch controls, but you can add controllers if you want to do that. And there is something like 100 million players or something that play worldwide because it's everybody has a
It's
cell.
accessible.
Everybody has
Yeah.
a cell phone. However, this year they just dropped Warzone Mobile.
And it came with the original Warzone map.
It's the original Warzone map, updated graphics. So if you have a newer phone from like let's say the last 3 years, I'm gonna say it's right. It's not as close, but it's close to PS4 graphics.
Okay.
Um, my very first match that I ever played, I won the whole thing.
There you go.
Now everybody's gonna crap on it. Oh, it's a mobile game. There's a lot of gamers on there. I enjoyed it. It's not as good as I still say Call of Duty Mobile has the edge on it. And there's a lot of honorable mentions and expansion packs that have come out throughout the years. But there's been so many Call of Duty games.
Yeah.
I still give Treyarch the edge. Whoever is doing the mobile games, I am having a lot of fun with those. Overall, Call of Duty quickly overtook Halo
We
as
just did like 20 years worth of games.
we sure did. Literally.
Yeah.
But Call of Duty took over the Medal of Honor series. It went away. It turned into later DICE created Battlefield, but Battlefield hasn't come even close.
Yep.
Call of Duty quickly turned into my favorite first-person shooter over GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, Halo, and Halo 1, 2, and 3 was our thing.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
played the hell out of Halo.
Yeah, we did.
And Call of Duty is the first person shooter franchise.
So I'm gonna say this, and this is probably a hot take. I think Bungie leaving Halo is what stopped us.
After Halo 3.
They left after Reach.
I stopped playing
You had
personally.
Reach.
No. I never bought Reach. I bought ODST,
That's what I meant to say. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
it is.
yeah.
I'm thinking of ODST.
which I liked.
ODST was great.
Underrated. People crap on ODST. I liked not being Master Chief.
Yep.
I enjoyed being one of the grunts.
Yep. ODST was great. They added little abilities,
Great.
like perks in a way.
Which you needed because you were a regular soldier.
Yeah, so like you had a dude who could run, or you
You
had a
weren't
dude,
Master
like,
Chief.
But I think if Bungie would have kept on the Halo,
It'd be different. Maybe we still be Halo guys.
I think so. I think so.
Maybe. Lately, even though I've been moved on to PC Master Race and I can get Game Pass and all
And
that,
they play the new Halo.
I still haven't played the new Halo, and I have Game Pass and all of that, and I still haven't played the new Halo.
He
But
said, it's not Bungie.
anyway, we're digressing.
Yeah.
At this point, we can talk about this all day, guys. Hey, what is your favorite Call of Duty game? What my personal favorite Call of Duty game? Call of Duty World at War. Call of Duty World at War, because I have the most memories. It's nostalgia mixed with zombies and again, rose tinted glasses. Looking back, way back on the Xbox 360, I never had as much fun playing online. I met a lot of cool people, and I met people in real life that I met playing on Call of Duty. And this is back when the servers were just kind of matchmaking you with
Yeah.
people in your local area.
King was king.
Yeah. Call of Duty World at War is my personal favorite of all time. Do you have a personal Call of Duty favorite of all time?
Black Ops 2.
Black Ops 2. So what is your favorite Call of Duty of all time?
The last great.
Leave a comment below and let us know. As always, man, we love having you guys here. 1,300 subscribers and counting. We wanted 100 by the year end. Star Flag Media. So we are doing music. We are doing movies. We are doing games.
We might talk about this Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef
We might
next.
have to talk about some music next week. But as always, guys, leave a comment, subscribe, watch our playlists. We have full feature films on the channel
Yes.
now. And we're also going to be doing, I'm not sure if Chris will be here, but hopefully sometimes we're going to be watching some live pay-per-views and get our reactions. We're also going to be doing some once a month.
We're
Going to
wrestling, man. Some
yeah,
wrestling
for sure.
news.
We did WrestleMania last month. And then once a month, I'm also going to do a watch along with a movie that we already have in our playlist.
Okay.
And these are classic films, in all eras.
Don't forget our vlog from Colombia.
We will soon, and in a month's time, we will be videoing and doing some vlogging from our trips over in other countries. But as always, guys, thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate it. 1,300 subscribers,
Yeah,
man.
Thank you, man. We appreciate you. We
It's
appreciate
crazy.
you all.
It's crazy. Watch our videos. We love you guys. As always, Anthony here, signing off Star Flag Media.
Hey, Chris, aka Talents A60.
And just keep an eye out for us and join us every week for us. And take it easy.